Jackie?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
All right, let's call the meeting in order and rise and say the pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, John.
Dan? Here? Nicole?
Here.
Dave? Here. Carolyn?
Here.
Deb?
Here. Anybody have any comments from the audience? Anybody? All right, let's move on. Approval of town board minutes from October 9th, 2023.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes of October 9th, 2023.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, reports, plan commission, Dorothy.
Okay, well, we met on October 23rd. A lot of discussion about one of the CSMs we got, and we tabled it until we get more information. And the other one we approved for the Leroy training. And then we talked about chapter 15, 12, 17, and with a lot of diligence by Russ Kohlensberger, who understands law more than the rest of us do, which is good. He had some suggestions, we discussed it, and we passed it on to the town board. They also discussed it up at the Towns Association meeting. There's, like I said, read the minutes. I'm not going to sit here and read them all out to everybody else, but we had a lot of good input. And I did send a letter to Mr. Vreeland, an email, as per the chair's permission. And I did get a comment or a thing back from John. Is that in our mailbox?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. So he will be on the docket for the end of this month. Because having a problem skipping steps. And if we don't stop it now, it's going to get worse. So he did respond. He has to go through a rezone.
Skipping steps.
Oh,
Yes, surveyor.
excuse me, I didn't understand what you said with the skipping. You were saying,
Okay, what he did, what Vreeland did, is he put it through as a CSM. It's going to go as a rezone first. Because what he's doing is he's taking off, I think, 4.5 acres off from Tom Nicolai's. But what he's also has, if you go past it, which we all do and look at the signs, there's 2 lots. And all he talks about is 1 lot. And when you read his paperwork, it talks about he's going to join it to the southerly part of his property. Well,
Is it on the road?
there is no southern. It can be eastern, but it can't be southern because then that's going to take in Bruce's field. He might frown upon that. But anyway, so we tabled it as per the county's
he
instructions.
doesn't seem to learn, does he?
No,
No,
you know, I mean,
he's always got
evidently
a
he's
way
done
to
this
get
stuff.
around it.
Or he tries to. And now he just got stopped, so, till he gets it right.
Yeah.
So, anything else, Dorothy?
Nope.
Anybody have any questions for Dorothy?
Madam Chair, wanted to know if I can move the, under new business, Leroy Craning certified survey map up as long as we talk about it.
Want to do that right now?
Yeah.
I need a motion.
Leroy's coming.
He's here.
He's
Oh,
here.
he's here.
Okay, I didn't.
Yeah.
I have my eyeballs back here. My kids are all home.
Yeah.
Okay, I need a motion to move that.
I'll make a motion to move. What do you consider that as a motion?
And then I need a
And I'll
second.
second.
Okay, then we're gonna do Leroy's now, or I guess, any discussion on it? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. So we're moving Leroy up to under plan commission reports. All right. So, you got the CSM in front of you. Recommendation recommendation was, from the plan commission, was to approve. So I need a motion.
I'll move that we accept the certified survey map of Levi Craning on 1 Mile Road as presented.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
Do we have any concerns about the easement? Do we have any concerns about the easement on this at all?
No, there's no
No.
easements because he's still in farmland preservation, it just,
I just wanted to make sure,
yeah, no, there's no easements there.
even better.
Anything else? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. You're done, Leroy. All right, highway and newsletter. Well, newsletter, we're not doing anything right now. Highway, John and I finished up 3 grants this last month that we sent in, one for Scheuer Creek, Galvin, and Stott. So we do have them all sent in. I did get a bill from John for Russ Weichel, and I picked up a check for $32,199.55. So his road is paid for. And that's pretty much it. There hasn't been a whole lot of for complaints or doing anything. We're getting kind of winding down for the year, so otherwise there hasn't been much. I gotta go to a meeting Wednesday, but that's for one of the grants. Any questions? Okay. Library, Mr. Dan.
Okay, for the website, no updates other than John has been updated with meeting minutes and any other information that comes across. The library agreement went to the city's attorney, Hap Wolfgram, and that was reviewed, some very, very minor changes, and I didn't get that news until after the posting deadline, so I don't have anything more to share with that, other than it's going to the city's common council for approval, and then we would have a final draft for the December meeting, and then we can approve or disapprove to sign that, and then sign that directly after, I'm assuming.
And all of our attorney's recommendations were put in, correct?
Yes, yep.
Okay. Anybody, any questions? No? Okay, buildings and grounds, Carolyn.
We have a rental, this tomorrow, actually, which is from the university, the experimental farm. The people are coming up from Madison. I was kind of happy that they would think to come here to our pavilion for a meeting. They usually don't participate much, and so it was good for them. Jason Tabadini is the one that made the arrangements. So we're getting quotes for the lighting. The lights are all pretty much shot. And so we're getting a couple of quotes for those, and so we'll have to proceed. We can't use LEDs because there's gotta be a, well, maybe Dan, you could explain what the deal is with the lights?
Oh, yeah, it's just the lights on the pavilion. There's 10 lights on the exterior that they're a old high pressure sodium, old technology. Some are burned out. It costs more to repair those than it does to replace them with LED. And the LEDs use a fraction of the energy, so it just makes sense, for the town to, if we're gonna spend any money on them, is to upgrade them to LED. And, there's a couple ways you can do that. You can just convert the fixture and put a LED screw-in lamp in there. That's one option. And then you can do a full retrofit, which is just uses a new trim and new everything and provides true LED light, that lights it better than just putting an LED lamp in a fixture that was designed for high pressure sodium, you know, so that's not to get more in depth on the electrical, but, yeah, that's with the pavilion. So my recommendation would be that, you know, those should definitely, if we're spending $1 on those lights, it should be to upgrade them to LED.
And replace the fixtures.
Yeah, they're in the soffit, so, you know, short of taking the soffit down, which is labor intensive, you have to deal with what's there.
Yeah.
And there's numerous high quality options out there for LED upgrades that are actually fairly economical for, you know, so.
And there, that's one thing. The other thing now, we've got this rental tomorrow, but after that, then we're gonna clean the floor and hopefully just be able to, instead of spending a huge amount of money, that we're going to be putting this, it's like, what is on the floor right now is called polywall. And it's a sealer for the concrete. And so we're hoping we can just clean it up and just put another coat on, which will take care of that. So we do have 3 rentals in December. So keep
Any
going.
questions? George?
On that lighting business, is that going out for bids?
I'm getting quotes.
Pardon me?
I'm getting quotes.
Okay.
Now, that's just the exterior lights or the interior also?
Out exterior.
Okay, how are our lights inside?
They're good.
Are those still
They're
the tube
okay.
lights? Or are those the can ones?
They're not, they're the big flags and
The long ones.
the long ones.
Okay, because I still suggest, think about it, that you put a couple ceiling fans in there. That would help circulate the air, and I think that would help on the heat and the cooling in the summer. But you know,
Look,
this is-
like one on each end, take a light out.
you're an electrician.
Yeah, you know, you're looking at, yeah, to put 2 fans in there is probably $1,000, $1,200 in that range.
How much?
1,000.
What are they, gold blades?
Well, George, you can do it. Put a bid in.
I'm a little old for doing that, I'm just saying, you can go down to Menards and buy the damn thing for a couple $100.
Right. Then do it.
Anyways,
I'm not on the
that's my
payroll.
suggestion.
Neither am I.
Okay,
Yeah, you are?
Well, I mean, not for doing that work.
Yeah, me neither.
Right. So you and I are together.
No, never.
We're gonna do it together?
Not together.
If George volunteers his time, I'll volunteer my time.
Oh, my.
Oh, Lord.
I mean,
Well,
it's
anyway.
not as easy as you think, because I don't know what's up above to try and run wiring, you know?
Well, George has it figured out.
I did the one in my
George,
kitchen.
you volunteer your time, I'll volunteer my time. You pay for half the pan, I'll pay for half.
I'm
the
74 years old, I am not climbing around on the ladder,
pan. Then what are you giving me a hard time for?
because I want to know why $1,000 when you can go down to Menards and you can buy the damn things for $150 to $200.
Right, for 1 fan, times that by 2.
Yes, they
And a
are.
waiver.
I think it was just a quote.
It was
No
off
more
the
than
top
a
of my
quote.
head.
Right. It's nothing more than an idea.
okay. Garbage and recycling.
After that. The calendars are out. Suggestion this year by the recycling group was that we no longer accept tractor tires and 1,122 fives, I believe they are. That's gonna be on your calendars. It's costing us way too much money to recycle those. We had a load last year, and for those, we did a little follow-up on that, and it actually cost us $940-some, the recycling group, for 16 tractor tires, 18 442s. Checked with Palms Tire and Sherrill Tire, and they'll recycle them for $35, so just a word to the farmers and contractors. We were losing money, and we applied for state grants for the recycling part of that. So that's the new and improved version of what's gonna happen to tire recycling.
Can you say that again for the, it was pumps, was the tire place?
That's one of them.
That was one of them we checked with, and they were $35 to recycle. Because I bought a new set of tractor tires, it was $35. And it goes to the same place, goes to Liberty Tire, Auburndale Recycling. And last year I checked into it, I think, I don't think I have the numbers in front of me, but it was for 16 tires, it cost the recycling group, for 16 big 18,442 tires, it cost us $900 and some dollars, $942. That we weren't making up, we weren't charging enough for them, is what I'm saying. I think we were charging $20, and for $35, you can do it at your dealer. So that message has to go out to those group in the townships that are recycling, along with the truck tires. And I think, you know, every year, it's been, supposedly you got all the tires there were, but it seems like it gets more and more. And/or the cousins or your brother-in-law in town says, well, okay,
That
I
would
can,
never happen.
you know, bring some out. We've got a maximum of 8 regular car tires, truck tires, that they will take for free. And that was the intent of the program to start out with, so that's the decision at this point in time. Other than that, I don't have anything, unless anybody has any questions.
No. I don't have a question, but we just received the information as to how much the garbage will be per household
Okay.
on your tax bill. So it's gone up a little bit. Last year it was $283.32. This year it's $297. That's due to the gas increase, I believe.
Mhm.
Just so you know.
297?
297. Correct. The only thing I haven't received from the Northwest Recycle Board yet is the total home count. Last year, we were at a little over 700,
70 something, yeah.
Yeah,
73, I believe it was.
is that what it, that's not on
I
the
saw it on the
information.
information, 780 this time.
Right, but
We're using the number 780, is that what you said?
That's what they had on the paperwork at the last
Okay, it's
meeting.
not on this one that they sent,
But she was gonna check on that, I believe, too, so.
so 780. And that helps me as we're preparing for the tax bills, in that we do a bulk upload on all the homes. And then we make sure when they sell, those fall off. So we gotta go back and start checking who fell off and put those, make sure those are on. And the other question I had was, the extra bin, is that still $20?
I believe so.
It, okay,
And they pay
that's
that
not
to
on
the
there.
town.
Pardon me?
And they used to pay that to the town.
I put it right on their tax bill.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead with the $20 for the extra.
Did you get a copy of the calendar?
No, I only received a copy of, the final number.
Yeah, I'll try to get that to you. I had it in an email, so
Okay.
that's the only reason I mentioned it.
So, and the other question I have is, this thing shows me the Northwest Recycle Board's, their budget, correct?
Yeah.
So on here, it shows that we will owe them 41,118.
Probably whatever did, you.
I was just wondering how close that was to the budgeting process, because I don't remember off the top of my head. What do you have?
I don't believe that we break that out.
You can break it out.
Let me open it up and see.
41,118. Okay, and maybe we want to do that, I don't, I'm just suggesting you do whatever you want, but just giving you numbers, you know, that's all I have for that.
You know, we need to also get the word out that, you know, with this new waste management now, supposedly, if your lid on your container does not go down,
Right.
They are not picking it up.
They are either not, but I've been watching to see, and I think they have, but they're taking pictures of it, and you maybe get fined for it. So if you don't want all of that going on, just make sure your lid is down.
Lori,
How can they do that when you
we have
have
a
a large
contract,
family?
they can't.
You have a large family. Your garbage lid is always gonna be open.
Well, not only that, we have a contract with them.
Well, the contract, but this is would be in addition, and they're trying to make it work.
Are
And
they
so,
talking of finding the town, or are they finding the individuals?
individual,
Okay.
and that because they're taking pictures of it.
That's
So, that's crazy. So anyway, this is, we'll see, that's what's happening.
Well, good thing I got nice neighbors, because I'll
Yeah.
throw my garbage in theirs.
Yes, exactly. Just, boys, I almost stomped on mine, but I got her down, so, just get it down so that
Don't
even
they
if it's
have to
done.
notify you when they change a rule like that?
You would think so.
Yeah, I think it has to be.
Well, that's up to the board up to do it, not the garbage board, the consortium board.
Gary?
We've had our.
So, and I know one of my neighbors got one, I've seen other ones, you know, the lid itself is broke up on top, you know, where the thing is hanging there after they dump. And they get a new buck, call in and have them bring them out in, you know, a new container.
Well, you got the 800 number, and boy, that thing is that's worthless. And I've talked to Chad, and I've even been put on hold, and he said, I'll call you back, but he never does. I'm waiting for him the next time he attends a meeting.
Yeah, he has a tendency
And he
not to
didn't,
want to show up.
He didn't show up this last time, because
Or the time
we
before.
were kind of locked and loaded and ready, but he didn't show up. And they're not the only ones that are getting the complaints. There's other townships surrounding the city of Marshfield, same deal. The other thing that torques my crank is they don't shut the thing on the top. So they dump it in, don't shut the cover on the top, go down the road on a windy day, and it sucks out all the loose stuff, and so it's still in our ditches. And
Most of it's in mine.
well, thanks, Gary. Wherever it is supposed to be, and that isn't what we pay him to do, so we're trying.
Anything else on garbage?
Thought garbage could be.
There is a local number for advance. Just go on the city's website and look for garbage, call that number. I'll just warn you though, the ladies down
There's
there.
such wonderful people that answer the phone there. They are not friendly people.
Oh, they are not.
No, and he's well aware, he's got many complaints. And so I think there may be something going on there too, so they're not helpful.
That one failed the course in human relations.
Playing nice with others in kindergarten didn't pass, so.
That's enough for garbage,
Yeah.
unless somebody else
That's
has already.
Policies and procedures,
Yeah,
Nicole.
yeah.
I don't have any updates on policies and procedures.
Okay. Ordinances, Nicole.
I'm working on updating the emergency response plan based off the information that was at Wisconsin Towns. They
Okay.
want it to be reviewed.
Before you update, there are 3 FEMA ICS classes that you should take. They're self-study online,
Okay,
and I will email you which ones you should take, because that's gonna help
Okay.
you with the incident command part of it,
okay,
how it's all structured.
okay. That would be very helpful, thank you.
I'll send those to you.
Thank you.
All right, fire department, Lori.
Now, as of our last meeting, we had 3 EMS calls, no fires, 1 vehicle accident, and a canceled en route. We have 2 new members, Dylan Weigel and Madison Wallace, have joined us. We were awarded the Egg Country Grain Bin Rescue Grant. We already have the grain bin itself. Mr. Roder donated that to us. What we got from this is all the accessories that go with it. The harnesses, the ropes, the hard hats, the hearing protection, safety. We even had the company come down and train us. on how to do the grain rescue.
That
So-
was Donnie Reuter that
Yes.
donated that,
He
correct?
he donated the panels.
Yeah,
We just didn't have the harnesses and things to go with it, and that's what we got from this grant.
And that was what amount? Or
It was
just
free. I took it, entered everything in, sent it, I got an email back saying, it's yours, and we're gonna come train you for nothing, so.
No.
Good deal. Lauren Thompson is going to be our new treasurer for the fire department. This month, we're doing fire extinguisher training, because it's Thanksgiving and everybody likes to try and deep fry turkey. That does never go well. Radios for DNR grant. I need permission to purchase them or get them ordered now.
How much are they, Lori?
Let's see, I have 2 pagers that are $829 and 2 radios that are $4,038. This is part of the DNR grant, so 50-50, we pay half, DNR pays half. If I don't order them now, I will not have them here in time for our April 15th reimbursement deadline.
Okay.
Is that per, or is that for total both, for 2 of them?
That was for 2 pagers and 2 radios.
Okay.
So you're talking about $5,000 total,
Yeah,
pretty close.
yep.
But then we'd only end up paying about 2,500 if we got that grant.
We do have that grant.
Oh, we do have it.
We have that grant.
Oh,
But
okay.
how much is left on that grant?
This is a brand new one for 2024 that I just got it approved for.
Okay, so this is for 2024 you're
Correct,
looking at?
but I need to
Okay.
order them now.
In order to
because-
get them for, okay.
Correct. Yep. Yep. Training for EMS is gonna be on Burns. We are applying for the funding assistant program through the DHS, which is no cost. We pay no cost for it. It's money that the DHS sends to the EMS group to kind of help out there. Community education this month is American Diabetes Awareness Month, and we'd also like to thank all the veterans for their service. Ladder truck. I need to ask to be approved for more repairs. They've replaced the 3 valves that you guys approved before the last time. Did another pump test. It failed again. There are at least 3 to 4 more valves that have to be replaced. And if that doesn't make it past the pump test, then our primer needs to be replaced. Because according to NFPA, our primer for our pump is supposed to pull 22 pounds per square inch, and is only pulling 15 right now. So
Yeah.
we're hoping by fixing these last valves, we'll correct that problem. But if it doesn't, I do also have a quote here for the primer pump.
How much is that?
The primer pump,
Mm-hmm.
2,030, wait, let me, hold on here for a moment, sir. $2,473.32.
Okay, and how much were the valves?
$7,719.84.
7,000 what?
$7,719.84. So what they want to do is replace these valves, and hopefully that's going to correct the prime problem, and we won't have to worry about the primer. But if it doesn't, then we have to replace the primer on the pump.
How many valves is that?
3.
And what was the cost on the last ones that we replaced?
Oh, I don't have that one with me. John, do you remember?
69.
Who was the vendor?
Red Power.
6,900, right?
69, I think.
No, the tanker was 69.
What?
Our tender 2 was 69 from
Oh,
Stevens
oh.
Repair.
I don't believe that we've received the
No,
invoice. for that.
we did a purchase order.
Yeah.
How much was the purchase order?
$2,877.90 for pump repairs on the ladder truck.
And that was for the first set of valves that they did.
And how many valves did they put in then? Why such a huge difference?
Because there's 3 valves left that need to be replaced. And they have to convert one of the valves, and then do something else with another discharge valve.
I mean, you're talking about $5,000 difference from,
So where's
Yeah,
these?
the ones were just done.
So, okay, so let's go back for a little bit.
Yeah.
On this that I have, it says, rebuild known leaking valves, that's $3,235.82. And then he broke it down to replace the remaining valves, which is $4,159.17. So the totals for both of those estimates. So the one that you gave me the purchase order for,
yeah,
he included in this.
okay, so the 2877 is included in the 7719.
Correct,
Okay. Well, that's a little bit better.
correct.
Yeah.
So the last remaining valves is $4,159.17. So I guess what I'm asking is the approval to move on both of these estimates, the one for the valves, and if that doesn't work, then we could just go ahead and replace the primer pump right away.
But that first invoice, or that purchase order wasn't enough to cover what is needed though, right? Because you said 28, and that was 36.
Well, this,
It didn't
The
fix the
30
problem.
the 30,
Didn't fix the
okay,
problem,
wait,
so you
the
had to
32
take
that's
it.
on here, that may be the total already because they've already replaced those valves.
So we would still owe them more than what we paid already.
Correct, because that was
Yeah.
just an estimate.
Yeah.
And the 4,100 I have here is just an estimate to replace these last valves.
So it could be more than 41.
Could be more, could be less. And the same thing with the primer, it could be more or it could be less.
How much is the labor part of it? Are they doubling the labor every time, taking it apart, put 2 valves in, take it apart, put 3 more in? What if they did it all at one time? Would it save us money?
It probably would, but they didn't know which ones were leaking until they did the pump test. And the first 2 failed, but the other ones held. Now that we fixed these, those are holding and these other ones have failed. And we didn't know they were gonna fail until we fixed the first set.
I mean, now if you put 3 valves in and then the pump, if you did it all at once, how much labor would we
Well,
save?
if we do these last valves, and they do another pump test after these valves are in place, and it passes the pump test, we don't need to do anything with the primer. If it fails with these new ones, then we need to fix the primer.
But I mean, if they got it all apart, it
Yeah.
might be just as cheap to put the pump in right away. I'd ask them anyways.
It would be, but we're trying to like save cost here and not do all of that together. We're trying to fix this first, because these valves may fix the pressure problem that we're having with our primer.
But if it don't, you might have double labor to take it apart again.
Well,
It might be
Are
cheaper.
them different pumps? How many different pumps are on there?
there's just one.
Just one.
Just one?
Just one. But we've got at least 6 or 7 valves on, attached to the pump, that's hooked up to hoses and inlets and discharges. And if those aren't holding the seal, they will affect how we pull prime.
And I'm sure when they fix a couple valves, it puts more stress on the other one.
Right, and that's how we're finding the stuff is leaking. Yes, George?
Are you using the ladder truck now or no?
Ladder truck is down at Red Power Diesel in Fremont.
It's been there for
It's been there
over a
since
month.
August.
Okay, so if you have use, if you have a fire and you need a ladder truck, who do you go to?
I have an agreement with Spencer.
Okay, and what do they charge to?
Nothing, because I'll do a Mavis box.
Say what?
I'll do a Mavis box.
Okay, so nothing?
Mm-mm. Yes, Dorothy?
Do you have
Well-
a booklet of how much we have put into this truck since we bought it?
Nothing.
No, but I could come up with it.
Would you please?
I could. It might take me a while, because I gotta go back to when we purchased it and all the way through there, so don't expect it like tomorrow or next month, because that's not gonna
very-
happen.
I'm usually a pretty patient person, aren't I, John?
if you could get Spencer to come and do this, you know, if you need a ladder truck, why don't you just take the one you have and take it to Shaw's and scrap it? Because this thing is nickel and diamond.
Because that is our second engine.
Pardon me?
That is our second engine. We have engine 10, who's our first out engine. On a car accident or something, if we have 2 simultaneous car accidents, we can send the ladder on the second one for fire protection, because it has a working pump on it.
But it ain't here, so.
As soon as we get
You
everything
know, and it ain't working
fixed.
half the time, prices, you know, getting fixed somewhere, it seems like the better part of a year, ain't it?
So this is just, we purchased an older ladder truck. We really haven't, we've done all our rig checks on them, like we're supposed to. We do the pump test once a year, and this is the first year this pump has failed the pump test. And we have not put any money into this pump up until now.
And we've had that truck for what, about 11 years?
Well, I don't know, something like that.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
It's gotta be
And
11.
some of these valves, the original valves that came with the truck when it rolled off the line to go to the first person who bought it.
Well, it just seems to me that this stuff that you guys, all this equipment you guys got over there is about breaking this township. I mean, it really is, Christ almighty, every time you look on a check written, you know, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for this or that or whatever, holy Christ, you know. Sooner or later, I'm telling you, sooner or later, people are gonna get really sick of it and gonna have to do something different.
I got one comment for that, George. Try contracting with somebody else, and then you'll know what we have to pay. We already have a contract for EMS with the city of Marshfield, and that goes up every year.
Well, I understand that.
Well, I'm just saying,
Okay, let's go back to
Yeah,
the invoices.
this is what's gonna happen.
I need a motion to approve the spending for the valves. We'll go with the valves first. Okay?
Okay,
Valve
so
repair,
if the valves don't work, I'm gonna have to call a
Then you'll
special
have to
meeting
call.
and bring you back.
yeah.
Okay.
But let's get that done first, because I don't want to give them permission with a blank check to say, hey, if this don't work, go ahead and do the other.
Right.
Because we'll end up with $10,000 worth of bills.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
that's my suggestion.
So these are just estimates.
Correct.
Regardless, it could come back even more if we're just approving the valves.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Well, I make a motion to approve the valves.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
I have a question. You
Okay.
said, discussion too fast and I couldn't spit it out. So, in the event it comes back and the total is, let's just say, $5,000, you're gonna come back and say, I actually need 900 more because it cost actually this instead of what is estimated? Or how do we wanna do that?
Not
Because,
to exceed number?
well,
That's kind of hard to
Yeah.
put, not to exceed a number on, because we don't know how much
yeah,
Yeah, it's a quote.
is gonna actually take to do this. This is for the parts that are needed.
That's not even the labor?
It's not even the labor, it's just the parts.
Jesus God.
Oh, wait, I misspoke, hang on. They had $5,400 worth of labor in here. And I think that was for the top part also, for the ones that they just did.
May I see that, please?
Sure.
So repeat the motion you made, Nicole.
I must approve the valves. That was all I said. I didn't say a dollar amount. I just said, made a motion
Okay.
to approve the
Yeah.
valves.
Well, because you're going by quotes.
Yeah,
And
And
then
that included the labor.
they, yeah,
but then Debbie went too fast before I could ask more
I'm
questions.
sorry.
okay.
I'm sure Sally is sending them a credit card for this because they want 3.4%.
No. John
I
does-
know, I'm just
John does a
saying.
really good job when he gets that invoice. He does really good with it.
Well, we'd rather check on it anyway.
So with the valves on there and the
The
labor.
total for everything, not including that primer.
Because the
It
primer's
comes
a
to
separate quote.
$77,1984.
Okay,
And
and
that was
that's with
with the
labor.
previous also.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. so-
And that is with labor included in that.
Yeah,
Okay?
okay. Okay, so I did second it.
other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right,
Do you wanna?
I have a question for you though.
What?
Who does your billing over there?
Huh?
Did you ask
How
her?
How old is it?
No, who does your billing when you go out on a fire call? Who does that? Okay. The grass fire, you said you were gonna send an invoice.
I did, John got it, and I gave Donna the check when they wrote it to me.
The one from Stratford?
No, the
No,
one
that should have
over
been
on
South
Chase,
Road.
Oh, yeah.
that I billed
That
them
was
for,
another one, yeah.
and Donna got the check.
Okay, so when you bill that out, you're supposed to get the invoice in, am I correct? So you know what's supposed to be
Well,
coming in?
I'd like a,
No,
Okay.
she had a copy of the invoice too.
Okay,
yeah, I need copies of it, and I don't have any, we're coming to the end of the year, so the reason that this discussion kind of came up was, I don't really know, because I know it's basically a board's decision as to whether or not we bill people, and years ago, it used to be that we billed everybody, if you had an EMS call, if you had, for the labor.
But if you're reading your ordinance as far as burning permits, if it's unauthorized burning, the fire department does have the permission to bill for labor and equipment,
Okay.
and that's where that came from.
Okay, no, I'm not questioning that though. I'm questioning the whole process. It used to be that every time there was an EMS call, we billed the labor. We billed, for a fire call or a car, 1050, we billed the equipment that went out, we billed the labor that went out. And now we don't seem to bill for anything. Was that a board decision that they?
I don't know. All I know is EMS calls we cannot, as a township, bill for because the city of Marshfield is already billing the town constituent for the ambulance to come out.
What
They're
if
getting
they're-
billed twice. You get it on your tax roll, and then you get a bill from the billing company for the ambulance itself.
Okay, what if it's not for a person from the township? Then what?
That person, we get the name and address of where that person lives, and they get a bill sent directly to them from
Okay.
Marshfield Ambulance.
Okay.
Okay.
From
So if
Marshfield
there's a
ambulance, so
10
do they collect for that then, or?
They do.
So we don't,
We never did collect for the ambulance unless, it used to be in your contract for the ambulance. If they were not collectible, they billed the town.
Okay, so we'll discuss that part when we get to the ambulance contract.
Mhm.
I can explain that part better when we get there.
I just want to know if there's a car accident on Highway 97
Mhm.
and it is not a town resident,
Mhm.
is there any bill that goes out?
Mm-mm.
And that's a board decision, who made those decisions at some point. So there's no bill
That's the
for
way
that.
it's been for as
So-
long as I can remember.
So when
No.
somebody goes, it wasn't when I was here.
no.
So when a passerby comes through
Mhm.
and has an accident
Mhm.
on 97, nobody gets the information, there's no charge. If the ambulances come out, obviously we can't bill that, we don't transport.
Right.
And the city does that and by
Correct.
contract by us, but we don't even collect the labor.
No.
You always have to take an engine in case of a fire, so why,
So-
there's no bill?
I would need to go back and look at some stuff, because when Kevin Schmidtke was chief, and then Rod took over, I do not remember of ever doing bills from when Kevin was chief for anybody who wasn't a township resident.
Mhm.
I have oodles and oodles of binders in my office right now.
Mhm.
It would take me a while to go back and look and see if we did bill when Kevin was chief or Carl was chief.
I think
I'm
the
not
board
sure.
is what's gonna have to take a look at that and get that back into the swing of
There should
things.
be
Because in
billing
your,
for that.
if you
Yeah,
look at your
yes.
ordinance, there is a section in there where the fire
Yeah,
department
it
does
does.
have the ability to charge
Mhm.
residents.
Yeah. Well, they would
Residents
turn it into
as-
their insurance anyway.
Right.
Residents as well as.
We have the authority to bill for fire. EMS, we can't because Marshfield
Right,
already
because
does
we have
it
the
and we
ambulance
can't double
service.
dip.
Yeah, and that's fine. But the rest of it, I think we should be billing, so.
I'm willing to sit down with you guys and talk about it
Okay.
and get it sorted out, if that's what you would like to do.
Most definitely, I think we need to take care of that.
But then we need to have an income line on the fire department budget, because
Mhm.
that money would go back into the fire department budget. rather than.
Well, you'll be getting paid for your labor and everything else, so.
Right, so it would have to go back into the.
Well, like,
It'd be part of the fire department,
Yep.
yes, yes.
Yep, I am willing to sit down and have that conversation. I
okay.
am fine with that.
I'll put it on the agenda for next month, so get your ducks in a row
Oh,
and,
man, I'm gonna make work really super.
yeah, I am.
That's fine. That's fine. And I'm okay to go ahead and order the radios.
Then we can get that started at least by the first of the year. To
Correct.
get those billings
Yep.
and stuff out.
Correct. So I'm okay to order the radios and pagers?
Yeah, for next
Okay,
year.
yeah, okay, I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page with that one.
Does anybody have any questions for Lori? Anything else? Dorothy?
I'm gonna say by state, aren't we mandated to have fire protection, schools and roads plowed?
Yes,
That's,
yes.
Yeah.
so now we're going to turn around and start billing for a tax that we're already paying for, if we're citizens here.
You lost me.
Okay, you're a fire.
Yeah?
You're already paying taxes into the fire department,
Mm-hmm.
so you're going to get billed again,
Well, that's what the board needs to discuss.
okay?
So, we're talking about like non-residents,
Yeah,
you know, they go to an accident, that type of thing. We need to start billing, so.
Non-residents.
That was
And the-
part of the question.
That was part of the question, and we'll
Yeah.
get into that next month.
Yeah.
okay.
So make out your list of
The
questions.
residents
Dorothy.
have never, the residents have never
If you
been
could
billed.
email
No.
those questions to me in advance so I have time to research them and have your correct answer for you, that'd be awesome. Very much appreciated.
What are you guys doing, Dave?
Big a bill.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, I got a question. Is there a flat rate on when you bill somebody for an accident or whatever?
We don't know yet. We'll find out next month.
Look in your.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
the fire department billing somebody for whatever, is there a flat rate?
That's what we'll find out next month.
Okay.
Because they aren't doing it right now.
Oh, I
We gotta get it set up.
In your ordinances, if you go underneath the fire department, there's one in there that says billing.
Glad you got that for
I got
next
the
month.
ordinance printed out at the fire station in my office. It says how much we can bill per hour for each piece of equipment,
Yeah,
and then the firefighters get their hourly rate on top of that.
yeah.
So there currently is something in the ordinance saying I'm allowed to bill, let's say, $500 for engine 10 to go out.
Okay, so when I burn leaves, how many pieces of equipment you gonna have all over
You
there?
always have a burn permit,
I will
so
definitely
quit
have
it.
the engine for sure.
Don't have everyone, but George.
Get by with a water.
Well, I'm just telling you that there is a law in place already to bill for fire apparatus and manpower. It's just, I don't know when they stopped doing it.
So
I think it just
if
got
I have
put
a,
aside.
I burn leaves,
And
and
it's just like-
somebody grabs me, and if I haven't contacted Marathon County or you,
No, you need to contact.
make goddamn sure you bring every piece of equipment and bill the hell out of it. There.
All right, let's move on.
Pay for those
Clerk's
valves.
report. John?
Yeah. All right, let's see, we received numerous notices from Continental Western Group, who is our current insurance provider. The notices include, a notice of cyber exclusion. So, I asked, Corey, our, insurance guy, Marshall Insurance or McMillan, whoever we have insurance through, for an explanation on all these things, because I didn't need to be an expert on them. So he says the cyber exclusion is a weakening of the cyber coverage that is built into our main policy, but we have a standalone policy for cyber currently, so that shouldn't be any problems for us. Let's see, in all of these, we have two policies, one for the fire department, one for the town. We received notices for both of them. So one of them is a PFAS exclusion. This is excluding PFAS-related losses and claims. A roof surface coverage change. Corey told me that we'll need to wait until the renewal comes to determine the impact of this change.
A roof coverage
Yeah.
for the roofs?
Roof surface, so it may be like, if you have rubber roofs or metal roofs or something, maybe they'll only replace it for a.
Well, I just got a thing from good old Marshfield Insurance I'm not happy with because they don't want to cover hail damage and wind without changing the deductible to 1% of what the value of like your house is, which can get pretty damn expensive. So I'm switching insurance companies, so I'd like to talk to Corey also about this.
Sure, yeah, I will certainly, be prepared to come to our, meeting. Write that down.
So I don't know if it's just, if it's Marshfield Insurance doing that, mine is through Badger Mutual. And we've got Continental, whatever, so.
Yeah, and, you know, certainly if they're gonna reduce the coverage but charge the same price, you know, it seems like there's something wrong there.
That's crap.
Um,
I
there
don't
was
want crap tonight.
abuse or molestation exclusion.
What?
Abuse or molestation exclusion, so this coverage is now excluded under the town and the fire department liability policy.
So we can't cover pedophiles?
No, that's so if somebody is, you know, at a car crash or something and alleges that somebody on the fire department touched them inappropriately, that we don't have coverage for that. So that may be a problem. I
Oh
don't know.
my.
Look at me like that.
Oh, I'm just thinking, you know, when you got somebody in a car accident, you're trying to drag them out of a vehicle, how do you not touch them inappropriately according to
Right.
whoever?
Yeah,
You know?
Well, we're trained to tell them exactly what we're doing. So if I have to cut somebody's pants off, it's like, I need to cut your pants off so I can see your leg,
Yep.
and your underwear may be exposed, and if I need to cut those off, I will cut those off too, but we will have something to cover you for privacy. It's pretty much what,
And if they say that you didn't quite cover them completely,
you better make sure you got a second person in the car with you.
yep.
That's why, yeah, you always have two.
And that's
What a
why
bunch of
we're also
crap.
taught to document everything.
I would say you are going to lay there and die unless you sign this document.
No,
so hopefully we can talk to Corey about that also. I'm sure that the insurance provider will certainly give us coverage. It's just gonna be a standalone product and.
Yeah. Well, I
And
think.
more money.
Yeah.
It's always more money.
More.
But what they have a tendency to do is, we're gonna exclude this and we're gonna exclude this, but yet our premium doesn't go down.
Yeah, and then they have a standalone policy for it that you can add on. and
Oh,
so
yeah.
You
Yeah.
can have this liability insurance that covers,
Mhm.
you know, icy parking lots, but everything else is add-on, so. Yeah, I'll get Corey lined up for next month. There's two more, the commercial auto form revisions. Oh, this excludes abuse and molestation charges, coverage from the auto also. So if, the first one was just like a standalone place, like, you know, at an accident scene or something, but if there's like, whatever, people in the car together or something, this eliminates that also. So, it sounds like that might be something that we wanna talk to Corey about. And then, changes to the auto physical damage deductibles, all those, the minimum deductible is raised to $1,000.
What was it at, 500?
I think that was, previously the minimum was 500. I don't recall what our policies were. I think that we might have had,
I thought on what was it, which truck had the insurance claim?
letter one truck.
Wasn't that 2,500 for deductible? I think.
I haven't seen any of that paperwork. Maybe they're slow at
Getting it out
dealing
to you?
the
I thought it was
deductibles for those.
2,500, so we're
Yeah.
gonna have to take a look and see what our deductibles are at.
The Department of Safety and Professional Services conducted an audit on our building inspector, Bob Christensen.
Uh-huh.
The results were sent to me last week. It was reported that the UDC building permit records are well organized and maintained by Bob, and that he is administering the Uniform Dwelling Code in a responsible and professional manner. It was also noted that Bob was helpful and cooperative facilitating the audit activities. So it was a good report for Bob. The Department of Revenue issued first notice of noncompliance to the town of McMillan regarding our assessed property values. Our assessor, CJ Becker, was CC'd on this notification, and he is aware of the issue and has planned a full revaluation from McMillan in 2025. We received one sanitary permit that was issued on Swallowtail Lane, and that is the end of my notifications and correspondence.
You said a month full.
Yeah, it was a busy month.
I have a question. Do you have any open records requests?
I have one outstanding open
One
records
outstanding,
request.
okay.
Okay, we're gonna move on to checks to approve. I have, what is KBIS, John?
That is the bridge inspection people.
Okay.
They come every year. This year they inspected 2 bridges.
And then also State of Wisconsin, number 231005 for $300.
That was the electronic payment for the permit for man.
Oh, that's
for
right,
the
okay,
engineering people.
yeah.
What's Transcendent Technology?
That's mine, that's the prep for the tax rolls. They get everything ready and all the stuff and all that, and we have to pay that for that program. They collect all the data from the county when somebody sells and all the things that
Oh,
change, and
okay.
values that change, that all goes to Transcendent,
Okay.
and then they get it ready.
Any other questions on the checks? Gary?
S&R,
That was to go through and redo the pump on Tender 2, because we had some leaking pipes.
George, you had a question?
I was gonna ask what S&R truck is.
Oh, yeah.
It used to be
Gary
stainless,
stole my thunder.
it used to be stainless and repaired, so they got bought out.
Hey, what is it, I-State or State Truck Center for $848, what's that one for?
I don't know about that one.
It's gotta be something with that.
Yeah, I think that's the grass cutter. Let me double check.
Or the hydraulic line.
I think so, he said he was taking it in for that, so.
That can extend to the wall and back.
Yeah, that was some stuff for the grass cutter.
That 22,000 Marathon County, is that our culverts?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions? Need a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the checks numbered 19718 through 19752, electronic withdrawals from 231001 through 231013.
I'll second this.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, got your budget to actual. Anybody have any questions on that one? If not, Donna. You're
Okay,
it.
bank reconciliation you have in front of you.
Yes, that we're getting there.
The next one, it's. Ambulance service contract is just before that, the one before
Got
that.
it. That 12,000, you were gonna move that?
Yes,
Okay,
that was moved.
it was, okay, then it's still showing on here.
I mean, that's just like a footnote, so I think that Donna must have.
Yeah, it's just a footnote, it doesn't mean it's still in there.
Okay, we need to unfold.
That we had it, we can
Yeah.
remove it, but
Yeah.
I can remove it for next month. Doesn't matter, you should know that we had it, which, as I would like, the grant that you just said you got for,
Bay Country.
yes. Will it be spent by the end of the year?
I already have the equipment, it was free for us.
Okay, so that we don't have.
I don't have, yeah, I never told that, I gotta.
There was no money, it was the equipment that they said, am I correct?
Yes, the correct.
Okay.
And then the DNR one?
I can start purchasing everything now, but I don't purchase anything else except for the radios now, because those take so long to get here.
Mhm.
Everything I wait until after January to take care of for the TNR grant.
So nothing gets held over, it just
So-
comes in 24.
You're not doing the pagers either, just the radios?
No, I'm doing pagers and
And
radios
radios,
to order
okay.
them, yes,
Okay.
to get those
Got
scanned.
it, so I don't have to worry about that, okay.
So it looks like you need to move some money.
You ready? Oh, you're talking about for the month?
Yeah.
Yeah, in 3 months, yep, yep, John, how much you think?
I would say $100,000.
Fire department savings, you have to transfer out the,
We do that in December.
okay, just
We,
checking.
actually, there's a bill tonight still for Fall Fest on there, so yeah, that gets done in December.
Okay. So you need a motion to transfer $100,000?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to transfer 100,000 from the 6055 tax savings account to the 6006 checking account.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Second, I missed who seconded that.
We said at the same time, but
Dave Swenson.
Dave.
Anything else, Donna?
Only that the state is starting to push us, that they want the tax bills out by the 6th of December. I know. Who was right?
They moved that up, it used to be like the 11th or whatever,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
they moved it up another week, and that's a tough one, because we don't have
They're in a meeting.
even
before
the
that.
bills yet.
We don't have what?
We don't have all the bills from all the, I think we got quite a few, but we don't have the counties yet.
Yeah,
Unless you just got it
I'm glad you said that. I think that they sent it to
Did
me. I'll
they?
show it to you in, after the meeting.
On Wednesday, or Wednesday, okay. So we got most of the bills, but here's the problem, here was the problem. And I thank the board for getting your budget done early, that's very helpful. Northwest Recycle Board I just printed this, it just came out in the last 2 days, and I got this. We can't put the bills and put anything in until this is all uploaded. So that's what lags.
When will that be uploaded? We don't know.
We're gonna try to upload it, but first Transcendent has to be paid, then they give me the stuff, and
Okay.
then we can upload the garbage and recycle.
Okay.
So it's all, everybody gets.
It's all a
involved.
process.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 weeks, and then they want them,
lots of hand holding.
and, yeah, that's why I was pushing you, and I appreciate getting it done.
So, anything else, Donna?
No, thank you.
All right. Cross Road. Mr. Joe is gonna update us.
Thanks for having me. Since the last meeting, October 9th, stuff has happened, or a lot of discussions, I guess. And that's why I'm back. Talked with DOT people, our local representative out of Wisconsin Rapids and Madison. Talked about all the program permits out there. Went through each one. So got a good understanding of that. Met with the potential buyer for Clover Hill. Week and a half ago, I asked them if we're gonna move forward with that part as far as town, that I need something from them, that they are gonna go ahead and purchase this building, so that we're not spinning our wheels, doing all this legwork for permits and things, and then they back out on us. So, no, he said, no, that's a good idea, just, protect himself, plus us also, all three parties. They are in agreement that they would supply loads of granite for that road as we go through the next couple of years with the load limits and things like that. And he's willing to abide by the load limits coming in that night and get a partial load or whatever it would be. So,
And like I told Joe, we need a contract with them, so that if the board changes over, that's,
Correct.
the guy doesn't have to sit out there and,
correct.
I think we should do the contract with Dave.
Pardon me?
I think we should do the contract with you because you're already established with him, or them, or her, whoever, and we
we
work
did that,
correctly
so.
with Dave, is what I think we
Well,
should do.
and that's part of my notes here too, as we go down the road here is, right now, I can't do nothing until I get a piece of resolution from the potential buyer.
right,
Um,
on what he wants to do for
Correct.
See, he's gonna be working for each township, you know, trying to go through that road, so we're gonna need a contract with him.
Correct.
We
Well,
can't hold Town of Dade responsible for this guy.
correct.
I'd
It's-
rather have a separate contract with him.
Right.
I don't know, I look at it as, you're the main contact, you're working with us, and we go to you for any issues.
Well,
That's why
I'm the spokesperson, yes.
Yeah,
Well, at this point, but eventually, he's gonna have to talk to us to get a permit to go down that road. So, this is all just preliminary right now.
Correct.
I think we need to contract with him.
So, but again, at the
In the
same
end.
time,
In the end, yeah.
right. But again, we're talking, 2 years, 3 years, depending on how long it takes, to do the draft of the road grant, to do your engineering work, to get the the road work done.
Which road are you working on, Joe? Is that for River Road
No, this is for Kraus.
or for Kraus, for your share of that?
Correct.
Okay.
Right. So, to be roadworthy without road limits on, it's more than likely gonna be a blacktop surface.
Mm-hmm.
It cannot be a granite because of the moisture going down into the subgrade, so,
And you're looking at the AFG grant for that one?
pardon me,
You're looking at the AFG grant, or that agriculture grant?
ag grade, yes,
Okay.
yes. Because there again, you got your different programs. We had talked about the STP, that's a federal one, it's up to 80%.
Mm-hmm.
And past history is all of a sudden the Fed pulling money out because they feel that it shouldn't cost more than that.
you're still looking at the egg one, even though all the restrictions that they put in place for that came up from Wisconsin Towns last 2 weeks ago? Where it has to be, like,
Yeah,
it's gotta be
yeah, no,
built up to here, not just here.
no. The discussions have been not only with the DOT, but with Department of Ag,
Okay,
Trade, Consumer Protection, so those discussions all been had already.
okay.
So, and good question though, because that was one of the
Because they put a
questions.
lot of red tape on there, it sounded like, from what Wisconsin
No.
Towns said.
Any grant?
Yeah, the people in Madison been involved with this already here, not
Okay.
just the DOT, but elsewhere, so. No, that was the concern on both sides.
But that means that they can't ever post weight limits on it, that's what the egg
I know.
grant call it.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep,
I want to look at that one for Drake.
so it's not only the weight limits, but again, business coming in, agriculture, not only agriculture, you bring in jobs, things like that also. There's, like I said, it's pretty detailed and pretty
Yeah.
heavy out there, so, yeah. And again, by putting in this road, it'd be safer road for employees going out there. I mean, for whatever reason, all of a sudden, we got potholes on our side. So they're graded out today. So, so that's where we are right now. Right now, I'm waiting on the potential buyer to present his paperwork. So then, that way, I can present it not only to my team, but you guys, and that way we can have the legals look at it to protect our sites also. So,
Sounds good, Joe.
any other questions?
Gary?
How many feet do we have on that road?
We have about a half a mile.
Because I think one time I measured, the guy says, well, this is the property line, and made the measurements, didn't even come out close.
Yeah, I'd have to look at
That
that.
was just off of 97.
Yeah,
It's about a half a mile, I believe.
right.
So,
Yeah, I'd have to look at the map and get the exact
What other
footage.
road goes into that building?
Pardon me?
What other road goes into that building other than Kraus?
River Run in the town today, but we're talking 2 miles up the road.
Okay, is that the one that comes off from C?
Yep.
That is blacktop, isn't it?
no.
No. I only have a half mile blacktop in my township.
I guess what I
So
see
you-
is
this,
for us,
your driveway?
for us as a town,
No, that's my
waste our
subdivision.
egg.
We wouldn't,
But
there's
there
no
was a
way I would
grant
use
out
that
there for,
grant for
for
that.
bordering
What's that?
townships.
I said we would not use our ag grant for that road.
No.
No, that was one of the questions I asked is,
Mhm.
if I'm applying for it, it doesn't affect the town of McMillan.
Right.
It goes to the town of Dade because I'm the, I forget, there's a word for it. I'm the person writing the grant request. So the request is for the town of Dade, even though, we would share that cost.
Ouch. Isn't there a grant out there for bordering townships? Isn't there one out there?
I don't know off that.
I got it.
I thought there was.
Okay,
Between,
See ya.
if two townships border each other, like you, like us, and Town of Plain, there was a grant out for that this spring.
I'd have to look, I'm not aware of it though.
Yeah, check on that one.
Yep.
I haven't heard of it either, so that's not
Yeah.
a joke.
Because we just done a project with another township and it was a state project and the other township took care of it and we just paid them back, so. But I'll ask the question.
Anybody have any more questions for Joe? All right, let's post
All
it.
right, thank you.
Yep. All right, under new business, we have the 2024 ambulance contract, which is exactly as the 2023, but with a different number.
Only because John emailed me the original one, and I caught that they didn't have number 3 like it was worded last year. And I called the city and said, we need to put that in all of our contracts going forward. It's both a whole emphasis thing, that they don't respond to those unless we call them. That was missing in there, and they put that back in there.
The one I got, I think it was in last year's, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. They
Okay,
forgot to
and
put
then-
it in the original one that they sent John.
Okay, well then I didn't get I just got a copy of last year's,
Oh,
and then I got this one. And to me, they looked identical, so maybe I got the right ones to look at.
yes, you do,
Okay.
because I caught what John sent me. We fixed it right away, so you didn't have to go
Who
through.
fixed it?
Huh?
It was got
Yeah,
fixed.
it got fixed, yes.
So in other words, all that changed is price.
Correct.
And then it was done.
No, well, better than 71, which we kind of guessed at.
Well, now, you still gotta have the 71 in there, because at any point throughout the year, they can charge you up to $3,000 for any unpaid bill that is 6 months old. Yep.
But if we pay our bills, it shouldn't be a problem, right?
Well, this is if the insurance company doesn't.
When I talked to the accountant from the city, there are 13 outstanding bills from 2021 and 2022 that have not been paid.
From Town
From us.
McMillan?
Not in the
From,
township.
from
It's
something
all-
that happened in the town of McMillan. It could be a car accident, it could be someone,
EMS.
EMS, who they went and transported and they didn't have insurance yet or whatever, but there's 13 out there for the township that have not been paid.
Which would, and they are residents?
I
You
don't
don't
know.
know?
I
Because
have,
if it's a resident, then you would put it right on their taxes down, correct?
If it's a resident and
Yeah.
have paid it. Yeah.
Well, but who's in charge of being on top of that?
Well, that's what we're gonna be
We
discussing.
said,
No, because-
Marshfield Ambulance's billing company is supposed to be on top of collecting these fees.
Yes, that's what I meant.
It's the Marshfield Ambulance Billing Company who has these outstanding bills
Mhm.
that get reported to Marshfield. So at any point, up until the end of the year, Marshfield could send us a bill for $3,000 to cover some of those bills that aren't paid. Just so you're aware.
And we've got them out there since when?
2021 and 2022, and
So those are already over 6 months.
correct, and they have 5 years left on the statute before they just write them off.
Write them off.
So
Well, they could put them with their 600,000 that we're waiting for, ain't it? Yeah.
They must have went there from the Marshfield Clinic.
anyway, we have a contract here, and their sum is of $68,659, and I need a motion to accept the contract as presented.
I make a motion to accept the contract as presented.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right. Now we are to
Last topic.
the last topic, the Code of Ordinances. You all got it, and you guys seen the changes that the Plan Commission has made. Does anybody want to add to it, or anything?
I think this looks really good. At the Wisconsin Towns, they did talk about this.
Mm-hmm,
They said the purpose of it was for safety.
yeah,
And then what had triggered this as well is there was an incident in Sauk County,
mhm.
and that's why they had to review this.
Russ, do you have anything to add to any of this? No, you're good.
All good.
They also said that they would like any updates that we make to come from the clerk
Mm-hmm,
when we notify them that this is what we recommend.
yeah.
Just to
Well,
let you
we've
know.
got it scratched off and written in,
It's
and
written in.
so all he would have to do is just
Yeah.
email that to them.
Yeah.
So, you need a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve the General Code of Ordinances, Chapter 12 recommendations that have been made in this packet.
Do we have a second?
I'll second
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
that. Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. John, you can send this out.
Okay.
You have labor and trainings paperwork. I have to sign that and take that along to the guy. And we need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And a
Second?
second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oh, I forgot. Is there any discussion?
No.
And we're done.
What about, so this is, what about?
Yes, there was nothing. Okay, but I will be home. Other than that, they tell me to.
Yeah. Did you take a chocolate? Yeah. How about if I sign this? Because he's gonna stop over.
I looked at it, and I'm like, yeah, they didn't really.
I got mine sold, so I'll give it.
Nice job, Ross.
13, otherwise.
You did a nice job.
Obviously.
And